Hey, I'm Mindy Kinnis. This is The Daily Rage. In this video, we're going to take a look at what happened this week and set some targets for where we may go from here. Because this video is going to be a bit longer, timestamps are in the description box below. If there's a futures market that you trade that isn't on my list, let me know in the comments. I'd love to add it to my radar screen. I wanted to remind you that I do have a webinar coming up on Sunday evening, Why Most Traders Self-Destruct in the Markets. This happens to be a specialty of mine as I've been a mindset coach for the last 18 years. I've only been trading for about 4 years. So once I got into that, I realized that I needed to combine the knowledge that I had around high performance and neuroscience with my trading for my own sake, as well as for my students. The link is down below if you'd like to join us. I'll just need your first name, your email, click register, and I will email you the details. All right, let's dive in. This is Bitcoin futures. This one has been consolidating, basically stuck in the cloud, peeked its head out really briefly today and fell right back in. I would just leave that thing alone for now. Similar situation with ETH. I've been saying this is just stuck in this mess for quite a while now, and we're still in it. Let's move on to the Dow. Huge day down today, which is great. We did close in the cloud, but our next target is going to be 43,310. As for the NASDAQ, still looking pretty good in that it is above the cloud. Obviously, a big day down as well, which was absolutely lovely to trade earlier today. Next target heading toward that standard line at 21541. This one is the Russell, and you can see that we ended right here at this support level from February 3rd. Next target, 2171. This one is the S&P, also still above the daily cloud. We did almost run into that standard line, kind of bounced up off of there. If it were to break this next week, I would target around the cloud 5988. Nikkei, still stuck in this box. I've had this blue box on here for quite a while, as you can see, and we're still in it. So nothing happening on that. Gold was a big pain in the butt today. I was trying to trade it, and as you can see, it was just a whole lot of wick and not a whole lot of decision. So that is kind of stuck. Still looks really good, though, in terms of being above the daily cloud, above the standard line, parabolic SAR, and, well, turning line, standard line, parabolic SAR. Let's give it a target of 2973 back up to those highs. Silver, totally different situation. It's trying to get itself sorted out here in that it is still above the cloud, above the parabolic, above the turning line and standard line. Let's go for this one, 33.79-ish. This one is copper, and it did flip that parabolic SIR today. So that is interesting. And it's between the turning line and the standard line. So anytime they're kind of stuck in there, it could go either way. So what I would do is I would use these as boundaries. If it goes above the turning line, cool, go long. If we go through this standard line, you could go short and we may end up drifting down toward the cloud. This one is platinum. It is now closed in the cloud. You could watch it next week, but to my eye, there are better things to trade. I would leave that one alone. Let's look at lean hogs. Whew, it was doing so well back here, and then it just completely fell off the world. So in that it is below everything that we are paying attention to. Next target's going to be about 86.4. Live cattle stuck in the cloud and really tiny range on the day. I would leave that one alone for now. Feeder cattle looks a little bit better. Same situation though, where it's in between the standard line and the turning line. You can see it kind of just bounced off of that today. So I would wait and see which way we are going to go from here. We could drift down toward the cloud. We could bounce from there. We'll just have to wait and see next week. All right, into the softs. Dang cocoa. That looks beautiful. Oh my gosh, I wish I was trading that. Okay, so where did we get to today? Basically, this support level here, next target up is going to be 89.71. That's just gnarly, though. I really, really love that. Okay, OJ, goodness. Okay, we have crashed through my targets. Let's see, we even hit my second target. Okay, we got to go back a bit to find out where we are going next. So here and here, man, that it seems very low, but 303 and 296. This one is coffee, and it was doing really great until this little mess happened, and then we just can't figure out what we're doing. Lots of wick on those guys. Huge red candle yesterday, and then today, tiny range, basically just a spinning top. All that means is indecision. So again, between the turning line and the standard line, I would leave that thing alone. It's also a very wild contract, so unless you know what you're doing, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. This one is cotton, and like, there's just better things to trade. It's just kind of blah right now. Okay, so sugar looks way better. Really nice V bottom here, back above the cloud, back above all these things that we are paying attention to. Let's see, next target 20.09, followed by back up here 20.57. This one is the 2-year note, and while it had a pretty decent day, it couldn't get itself back out of the daily cloud, so I would just wait until that happens. We did flip that parabolic SAR though, so that's good news. However, this is still kind of junky in here. Like, it will have to break out of this mess above, let's say, 102.30. And once it can do that, we could be looking toward these targets like 103.06 and 103.08. This one is the 5-year. This one did get above the cloud. Okay, awesome. Heading up toward 107 even. 10-year also got above the cloud. Very cool. 110 even on that guy. This one is the 30-year bond, looking very similar. Target 117, 132nd. And this is the Ultra Bond, which is also a little bit wild, so it may not be for everyone. It's still stuck in the cloud, though. I would wait until that can follow its siblings over here and get itself out of that cloud. All right, into the ags. Corn had a little bit of a situation. It was doing really well, and then it just kind of got stuck. Today had a pretty decent pullback. Again, we're between that turning line and standard line, so I would wait and see which way we are going to go from there. This one is wheat, and even though it had a pretty nasty pullback over the last 2 days, it, did okay at recovering today. It's like not the end of the world. So we closed right around that turning line. So I would watch to see if it can actually like get itself going back above that. If so, then we're looking to targets 595 and 5/8 and up to 608 and 2/8. This one is oats in the cloud. I would wait on that one. This one is soy, and like, that just, I would pass on that. Same thing, soy meal, that looks even worse. This is the bean oil, soybean oil. That doesn't look great either. Whoa, okay, rough rice. That had quite a day today. Heading south, seemingly, to 13.37-ish. This one is crude, and man, that got nasty today. This was the support that it almost bounced off of around 70, so I would use that as the next target. And then from there, you can kind of stair step it down using these levels around 69.4, 68.7, and then back down to about 68 even. As for heating oil, even though it had a really nasty day down, we're still above the daily cloud. We're still above the parabolic SAR. Yeah, we did bust through these lines. So what I would watch for it to do next week is, are we going to drift down toward the cloud, or are we going to be able to bounce out of here based on, support from here or support here and then head on higher? This one is gasoline, and totally different situation. Came all the way through the daily cloud. Today, ending here, next target to the short side around 2.24. And finally, natural gas. After a pretty good size pullback yesterday, we made an attempt at recovering today, but just couldn't sustain it. Ended up almost as an upside down hammer, but overall still looks really solid in that it is above all of our indicators here. So if we can get ourselves going back up, target would be around 4.4. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday's webinar. I'm Mindy Kinnis. Thanks so much for watching.